Involves all of us, and I hope that you'll allow her to come up and sing that. She didn't know I was going to do this, but she's got to find it. I am taking not executive privilege, but a mama's privilege. I hope that that's okay. Oh, she can't find it. Okay, how about if just before you give your story, then, if you found it, then you can sing it, okay? Okay? Oh, did you find it?
No.
Okay. Well, she's going to look for it.
She's looking.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever gone into the forest alone, all by yourself? Well, an author by the name of Chris Warmel tells us that's something that maybe we shouldn't do. He wrote a book called Ferocious Wild Beasts. And this is what he said. A bear was strolling through the forest one day when he met a young boy sitting on a tree stump and looking rather sad. "What's the matter?" said the bear. "Oh," said the boy, "I'm in big trouble, and I'm lost." "Well, why are you in trouble?" said the bear. "Well, because my mom said never to go into the forest, and I did, and now I'm lost." "Ho, ho, 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 ho," said the bear. "Is that all there is? Well, that's nothing to be afraid of. I can show you the way out of the forest. And after all, the forest is a pretty good place to be." "Oh, no, it's not," said the boy. "My mom said that it's full of ferocious wild beasts." "Really?" said the bear. "Oh, what do they look like?" "Well, they're all covered with hair, and they hide in the shadows, and then they pounce out at you, and they gobble you up." Oh, really? They couldn't do that to a bear, could they?" "Oh, they could do anything. They gobble up everything." "Oh," said the bear, "I think it's time for us to leave right now. We'll go over this way and take a shortcut through the strawberry patch. It's kind of a strawberry shortcut." Well, they walked away through the forest, and they looked around, making sure that there were no ferocious wild beasts nearby. And soon they came to an elephant, sitting down with her back against the tree and having a snack. "Well, hi, y'all," she said. "Would you like to have a banana?" She was from the southern part of Africa. And the bear said, "Not likely, because this young man tells me that there are ferocious wild beasts about." "Oh dear," she said. "Are they really wild? How wild are they?" The little boy said, "They are the wildest yet. In fact, they are so big that they could squish you just like that." Oh, my stars and garters," said the elephant. And she dropped her banana. "You don't mind if I walk along with you, do you?" And so the three of them started out again through the forest. And they looked around every tree and peered under the underbrush and kept walking until they came to a clearing. And there in the clearing was a large rock. And on that large rock was a lion sunbathing himself. And he looked at those other animals with one eye, and then he sat up and he stretched himself and he yawned. And then he said, "Come on over here and sit in the sunshine. It's really nice. It'd be nice to have today with me." And the bear said, "I don't believe we can do that. Don't you know that there are ferocious wild beasts about?" "Oh, yikes, yikes," said the lion. How ferocious." And the boy said, "Oh, the most ferocious ever. In fact, they've got big claws and giant teeth, and they could bite your head off just like that." And the lion said, "Oh, yikes. They wouldn't do that to a lion, would they?" And the boy said, "I think they enjoy lions better than any food they've had." "Oh, my goodness," said the lion, and his mane was standing up on end. He said, "You don't mind if I come along with you, do you?" And off they went again, the four of them, through the forest. And they walked, and they walked, and they tiptoed, and they looked around more trees, and they looked under more underbrush, and they met a crocodile, and a wolf, and a python. And they told them, too, about the ferocious wild beasts. And those three wanted to stick close to them, too. And so there they went again through the forest, very carefully looking around, making sure they didn't run into any ferocious wild beasts. And the sun was setting. And the boy said, "My mom says that nighttime is when the ferocious wild beasts come out to hunt." And then all of a sudden, they heard a sound. A loud sound, like a giant beast stomping through the forest. What was it? And then they saw a light, a flashing light, brighter than any they had ever seen, shining through the tree trunks. It looked like a giant eye. And then they heard a roar from a louder. What was it? What could it be? And the python turned and it slithered up a tree, and all of the other animals ran for their lives, all except the boy. He was the bravest of all. And he crept forward, looking, squinting his eyes, heading toward the light. He didn't see a ferocious wild beast. He saw something much, much worse. It was a ferocious wild mom. And her hair was standing on end where she had been pulling at it looking for her boy. And she was wearing her large fishing boots, and she had in her hand an industrial strength flashlight. And she roared, "Jack! Jack, where are you, you naughty boy?" "Oh," she said, "there you are. Didn't I tell you never to go into the forest?" And she grabbed him by the wrist and she started dragging him home. "Didn't I tell you about all those ferocious wild beasts?" And Jack, walking along beside her, protested, "But Mom, I didn't see any ferocious wild beasts."
I don't know about you, my favorite line in that story was about